Here's my freshly painted Jeep looking really good, except we did end up with some orange peel. I'm going to take you guys through the process of what I'm doing to fix that, and it'll end up looking like this side over here. Hopefully you can see that, maybe with my reflection a little bit. Perfectly smooth surface right there. Let's get to it. Now, it's a fairly easy process. You just got to be really careful with what you're doing. Here's all the supplies we're going to be using. I've got some 1500 grit sandpaper. We're going to sand with that. Then we're going to move on to this 3000. 2500, 3000 would be good. I have a sanding block here, and then a foam backing pad. We're going to be using that as well. Then finish it off with some polishing. This is a high cut compound and a polisher. We're starting with a nice clean surface. I've got it all washed off, and we're going to be wet sanding. So I'm going to start by wetting it down. I've got a bucket of water down here as well. Got my 1500 grit sandpaper. We're going to be getting it wet. Now, this is a sanding block is great for the straight areas. Areas that are curved, you want to stay away from the edges. I've learned this from the other side and my research. Stay away from the edges. You can burn through those really quick. And right down here, there's a little bit of a warble, I call it, in the body. So I don't want to use the straight block because it's just going to sand that high area down and possibly burn through it. That's where I'm going to use this foam backing pad, where I can kind of curve around that a little bit. You don't want to be too aggressive. So the sandpaper here, we're going to let the sandpaper do the work. I'm not pushing hard, just let the sandpaper do the work, back and forth. You'll start to see it kind of get green here. You can see that kind of milky look to it. That's taken off that top surface of that orange peel. That's what we want. So we'll go back and forth like that, dip in our sanding block, getting it wet again. We'll go a different direction, letting the sandpaper do the work. Hit it with this 1500. And as I'm sanding, I'm just watching real close for any of the imperfections, any of the orange peel. I'm not going to take it down completely where you don't see any at all, because we're still going to sand with that 3000 grit and then polish it. If you get too aggressive on the edges, you will burn through it fairly quickly and easily. I should also mention, this is not a clear coat. The same process, or very similar process, for orange peel with clear coat. This is a single stage paint where you don't put clear coat on top of it. It is just one stage and you're done. So has a nice look for it. It's super easy. I like it better than clear coat because it skips that step. But we're making some good progress here. I'm going to sand a little bit more, then hit it with that 3000. A little more water on here and keep sanding here. All right, let's dry it off. Take a closer look at where we're at. Okay, now you can see where I've sanded. There's still a few little like pock marks here and there. I don't want to be too aggressive. Yeah, it's okay. I'm okay leaving a few of those for now, and then hit it with the 3000, then the polish. That'll get rid of those. Up here, I might sand a little bit more up here. Be super careful. I've said multiple times of the edge. You can burn through right up there. And I'm only doing this little area for this demonstration. Down here, like where I said it's warbly, I'm going to use my backing pad and kind of get that area. I don't want to use the sanding block on that right there. But that's looking pretty good. I think I'll touch this area up here just a little bit, and then hit this with 3000 and show you guys. Touched up a few of those areas. Let's move over to our 3000. 2500 would work really well here as well. I don't have 2500 grit. The 3000 will take out any of those little scratch marks. And again, just light pressure. We're letting the sandpaper do the work. Don't need to push hard. And same thing, you'll see it kind of start to cloud up a little bit. All right, so now we've got that 3000 grit done. We can hit it with some polish. I've got things kind of draped off because I get polish everywhere. I use my polisher on a low speed, but still it flings around. I don't want to have to clean it up too much. So drape things off, that'll help. Just a low speed on this. There we go. Let's wipe it off and check it out. Also with the polisher, you don't want to stay in one area too long because you can heat it up and burn through the paint as well. So make sure you're moving consistently. Oh yeah, so much better. So much better. Hope the camera is picking it up. You can see much more of my reflection now, just much smoother. Still a few little pock marks here and there. I might hit a little bit more. I could have been a little more aggressive, but that's another one of my big tips for you guys. I would say less is more. The last thing you want to do is get too aggressive with it, burn through. On the other side, I'll show you guys real quick. Other side over here, one little spot, oh yeah, right there. Right there I burned through a little bit. I can fix that, but I would prefer to not have those spots. So don't be too aggressive. You can always do more. You can't do less. Once it's done, it's done. And if you do too much, you're done. Done? Yeah, done. So it's really not that hard. Those 3 easy steps: 1500 grit, or wash it, 1500 grit, 3000 grit, all wet sand, then polish it. Easy as that. Thanks so much for watching. Check out my next video right up here and have a good day. More work to do.